So we're going to get this disclaimer out the way right away. Grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, tea, dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever time you're watching this video. Make sure you grab that and let's get right into it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this article comes to you guys from the Morning Star. I will leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. We got some interesting news this morning, or I would say a leak, a scoop from a German outlet, whatever you want to call it. And these sources are directly and indirectly from Deutsche Telekom, which is the majority owner of T-Mobile USA. So Telekom's T-Mobile, or Deutsche Telekom's T-Mobile, wants its own fiber optic network, Handelsblatt reports. So, I mean, there you have it. That is the reason that you have seen strategic shift, because that's what they're mentioning. And I'll read this here briefly. Deutsche Telekom subsidiary T-Mobile is set for a strategic shift from its focus on mobile communications. Now, why are they talking strategic shift when T-Mobile has already been signaling and telling the street that they want to get into fiber? The reason it's a strategic shift, I have been told, is because now they want to own the fiber. Before, it was just, open access, leasing, wholesale. That's been the conversation. Now, what's being talked about publicly and what's coming out, T-Mobile wants to actually own its own fiber. So that's why they are saying it's a strategic shift. As it plans to build its own fiber optic network, German newspaper Handelsblatt reports, citing people at Deutsche Telekom directly or indirectly involved in the decision. So there must have been a meeting. Again, we will know officially eventually, right? It's coming out. There must have been a meeting between the two companies. And I'm sure it had, board of directors, Deutsche Telekom, Mike Sievert, Peter Oswaldick. Those guys were a part of that. Maybe even Marcelo Claret. Those guys probably were on this meeting board. And I think there was a majority that said, why don't we just buy it? Why are we going to continue wholesaling and leasing through these different companies and be at the mercy of them whenever they want to change rates? Whenever they want to renegotiate, we're always going to be, always going to be in those types of negotiations, especially if you're going to venture off with different companies. So T-Mobile intends to at least spend $1 billion at the beginning. Now, that's a very small amount, relatively speaking, comparing, what AT&T is investing in fiber and what Verizon has invested in fiber. So this lets you know this is going to be, at the start, relatively capital light and relatively small scale. Now, again, the strategic shift here is they actually want to own the fiber. So what they're doing, and this is just me speculating because none of this has officially been communicated by T-Mobile, but what I believe they are going to do, they're going to use Loomis Networks to build the fiber. So they're probably paying for the fiber spool, they're paying for them to lay the fiber, but T-Mobile is actually going to own it instead of just leasing it back. So in the original concept, T-Mobile was just going to partner. They were going to, give the company X amount of dollars, and then that company was going to own and operate the fiber for T-Mobile, and T-Mobile was just going to put their brand on it. In this concept, the way this would work, T-Mobile would own the fiber, and they would likely operate it. So, again, we don't know this all full publicly, but I wanted to just talk about those points in this video. So T-Mobile would in-house have to hire staff now and create a whole different business section for wireline because they don't own that. Right now, as it stands today, before this goes into effect, T-Mobile does not own a single inch of fiber. Not one single inch. This would be the first time that T-Mobile as a company owns and operates fiber ever. They don't own and operate fiber on their cellular network, and they don't own and operate fiber to the home. They just don't do that. That's a business that they had been talking publicly they don't want to get into. It's complicated, they said. It's not cash or accretive, whatever they've said in the past, right? They're saying they're getting better fiber rates because there's more competition. All that has been talked about publicly. But still, as I've said in previous videos long time ago, I mean years ago, the owner's economics makes sense. When you own and operate your own fiber, you're not at the mercy of a third party always raising rates on you. That's your fiber. And I think T-Mobile has understood that concept, that it works a long time ago. If it didn't work, Verizon and AT&T wouldn't be building fiber as the way that they are. So yeah, that's pretty much the story here. T-Mobile wants to own its own fiber. Now, that is not an official statement from T-Mobile directly. This is a scoop, a leak from a source internally at Deutsche Telekom. I think it's a good thing. I voiced my opinion on this a long time ago. $1 billion fiber to the home, that's relatively small, right? This would, apparently Loomis would build it for them. This would take place in like Virginia. Very small footprint, but eventually that would expand. They will likely partner and venture off with several different partners that would build the fiber for T-Mobile that they would own. And they will each and every year now scale this if this comes to fruition. If this is officially announced by T-Mobile in a press release, in the newsroom, hey guys, we are now going to own our own fiber, then we will have more time to analyze, discuss, and speculate. But for now, that's the rumor. They want to invest at least $1 billion, which is still capital light, as they've discussed. And they are ready, though, per the report, they are ready to invest even more. Like I said in this morning's video, they have the cash flow to do it. They can go to 2, 3, 4 billion and invest if they so choose to, right? It's all their choice. They clearly like the business. They've been running tests, betas, and pilot programs. They like it. They like the results. Their brand is strong, and it just simply works. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if this is a surprise and a shock to you. This came out of the left field. If this is going to be confirmed by T-Mobile's, team and press release, this would be totally out of the left field. I was not expecting them to own fiber this soon. I was told it's more of a partnership in the wholesale range about 6 days ago or so, but this is completely left field, like I said, and this is going to surprise some. For some, they're not going to be shocked at all. Some of you were expecting this, but $1 billion is not a lot when it comes to that fiber, but it's a start, and I think it will get progressively bigger and at more scale. And now, to close out this video, now, if this is officially confirmed, we 100%, like 1,000% need another analyst day. This needs to be broken down at an analyst day, how T-Mobile is trying to progress, how quickly, how aggressively, what are they willing to invest, say 2-3 years from now? What are they trying to grow that to, right? Is this what they're going to add to the total of subs that they want to be at in the home broadband space, including FWA? Just so many questions out there now if this is official. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe. If you're new, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.